Well, good morning to you, and thanks for
Good morning.
joining. How was your weekend?
Weekend was good.
Oh, was okay?
I don't know, the rains these days, like you don't know when it's
Yeah, kind of you don't
it's
plan.
coming. It just starts like
don't
it's
plan- you don't-
drizzling,
yeah.
and then before you know, the winds are really heavy.
Yeah, yesterday the winds were
Very heavy
were
winds.
heavy. Yeah.
Very heavy winds. It's advisable that you wash on Saturday because you never know. If you don't,
That's
it
true.
might rain on Sunday.
Yesterday
and your things won't dry.
we washed on Sunday, and so the kids' clothing didn't get to
Yeah.
dry for school today.
Yeah.
And luckily they have I think a couple left from the last week.
Yeah,
So they told
it
me,
happened to me. Mine
they
was the
told me-
school bags.
Yeah, they told me
Yeah.
they'll wear them this
So
morning.
please wash whether it's school bags, the socks, the shoes, whatever it is. Make sure you do it on Saturday. So if it rains on Saturday, at least you have the opportunity to dry them on Sunday.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you leave it for Sunday, it might rain, and you know. But we're here. Let's do the newspapers.
Okay.
Right about now, we're starting off, Roland, with the
Yeah,
Daily
so
Graphic.
we'll start with the Daily
newspaper.
Graphic. I have a couple of the newspapers here, Mamavi. I have the Business and Financial Times, the Daily Graphic, the Daily Guide, etc.
You've got the Finder as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So let me just give you the Daily Guide.
right.
Daily Graphic, try and go through. Let me also sort out which ones. Okay.
Let's start off with the Daily Graphic newspaper front page, and it's on your screen now. Fight against Galamsey, row brews over reports. Ochihene BT Baba deny involvement. I'll tell you a little bit about that. Quantum Oil sues IFC OPEC fund for $41 million. Shrash direct finance minister to respond to petition in 10 days. No room for sadder scandals in my government. That's according to the president. Also, 5 Chinese arrested for alleged involvement in Galamsey. Lots of Galamsey stories in the Daily Graphic newspaper.
But
back
Mamavi,
page.
what does the main story say about
Yeah,
Iran?
that's on page 3. Let's go straight to the story. Found by Sebastian Siam, and it says security reports accusing some prominent Ghanaians of engaging in illegal mining activity in the country has stirred controversy, as those named have categorically debunked the report and described it as lacking merit. So the Bureau of National Investigations, in a recent 31-page report, named scores of chiefs, individuals and organizations from 8 regions of the country as allegedly engaged in Galamsey activities. So some of the prominent persons accused, Roland, Ochihene Osajifo Amwetio for Repenning, the Member of Parliament for Talensi, Mr. BT Baba, and other personalities of alleged complicity in Galamsey. So you can go on. An alleged financier of the New Patriotic Party, Bunya Kolok, popularly known in Talensi as Polo, and I'm sure I didn't get his name rightly pronounced, but at least his AKA is Polo. He was also cited in the report for funding the activities of Galamsey operators in the country. We've gotten to the point where we're naming and shaming.
You see, huh?
So that's where we are now with this report, and people are, coming out and denying it here and there. But let's just quickly go to page 23, because there's also a related Galamsey story, and it says that 5 Chinese, including a woman, have been arrested for their alleged involvement in illegal mining at Biport Tinting in the Amansia Central District in the Ashanti region. The woman, believed to be the mastermind behind activities in the town, has been identified as Aisha Huang. The names of her 4 accomplices have been given, and they are all there's a 45-year-old who's Chinese, there's a 39-year-old, 26, and 23. They've all got Chinese names, unless it's Roland reading it. I can't pronounce. So let's go to the back page of the Daily Graphic, and then we'll end it there. Roland has another paper quickly. Back page of the Daily Graphic. Olympics trigger crisis button for Kotoko. So Kotoko is down there. Dwarfs deepen Ashgoat's woes as well. There will be sports right after the newspapers and the online review right here on the show. Roland?
I have the Daily Guide next, and the Daily Guide has on the front page Ibrahim Kov's 12.5 million Ghana cedi cash to the Ghana Revenue Authority, and it says that if you get to the top story, it said beleaguered Ibrahim Mahama, brother of former President John Dramani Mahama, has reportedly settled 12.5 million Ghana cedis he owed the state. The businessman is said to have paid the huge amount of money to the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority in the form of bankers' drafts And these were issued in the names of MBG Limited and Holman Brothers, respectively. They're the companies of which he is the chief executive officer. With other stories, the Chinese girls trap big men with sex. And the story is on page 3 of the paper. It says it has emerged that some Chinese women who are allegedly engaged in illegal mining across the country have become untouchable because they have secret sexual videotapes that they allegedly used to blackmail some powerful men in Ghana. This was reviewed last Saturday on Joy FM and Multi-TV News Analysis program, that is Joy News Analysis program as well. News found by veteran journalist Abdul Malik Kwekubako, managing editor of the New Crusading Guide newspaper. Chinese butts.
So they got videos and stuff on them, eh? So they can't talk.
Men party. Nana Bones with Watara. But this one is interesting.
The cartoon?
The Chinese one.
Okay.
Okay. But the cartoon, this one, we have this cartoon here. And Mama,
school feeding gladiators.
Can you step closer and try to do this for me?
Okay, so obviously representing two very famous people, and I'm sure Madam Otiko Jaba is one of them.
And this one, the hair is like Pokpuba's hair. And then you have
moo cows. Don't try. I am that I am Kobe. It's a showdown. It's a showdown.
Yeah.
And I think
they've been in the news media prominently, I think, since Friday.
Yeah. News about Otiko Jaba and Bugri
and I got some of my friends who are in the MPP communication to come in to say the president really has the right to hire and fire and to reshuffle, kind of sending signals.
So who are they talking about? Because if you're going to reshuffle,
they're talking about the minister who is in cabinet. So kind of just.
So what if you're a minister and somebody says something that is not entirely true? How do you respond? How do you deal with that? Because they're doing it publicly.
I don't think there's anything wrong with what the minister said. But you see, this one is a party issue, and then this one too, and he's a minister too. So I think people want to have her towards
some diplomacy.
Kind of a fine line, because when you're a party person, you're no more the minister you are, or when you're a minister, you're no more the party person you were. Especially,
she's still very much a party person.
Well, I know, but you're a minister for everybody, so you're supposed to lead some kind of exemplary life.
I think it's tricky for her because she is still
the women's
a party,
organizer.
Exactly, and she's also the. But maybe we have to begin to differentiate when she's acting as a party person and when she's acting as a.
And then also we also need to know her personality. That's how she is. I mean, well,
one thing is for sure: the media definitely loves the drama. Like, let them keep it going.
Okay.
All right, let's do the Finder newspaper, one of my favorite newspapers, the Finder, and front page of the Finder. Who will be next Chief Justice? And this big question is coming because we know that on June 8th, the Chief Justice, Madame Theodora Georgina Wood, is going to retire. And we've been told that she served in public service for some 47 years. Wow. That's a lot of time. And so the paper is highlighting two people whose names have come up, Jones Doche and Enim Yeboah. And we're told that they are among the top contenders who will be Chief Justice. One thing for sure, again, we know that Georgina Theodora Wood, amazing human being, an amazing Chief Justice. We're going to miss her. We don't know who can fill those shoes. Also, army worm invasion threatens maize cocoa production. The full story, page 14. Bill for establishment of 3 development authorities ready for Parliament. First Lady multimedia raise funds to construct maternity block at Carth. And on behalf of the First Lady, who put a post on Facebook thanking every person who contributed to last Thursday's fundraising ceremony. It's still on, though. It's been launched, Save a Mother, Save a Child. So if you've got your donations, just keep watching Joy News, because we put the numbers the account numbers and also the mobile money numbers on your screen. So you can always contribute, or you can just come by to our office. We're in Kokoblimle and donate. EcoBank Ghana shows resilience amidst challenges. These are some of the headlines. There are a lot more stories in the Finder newspaper. Good morning to you, Mr. Elvis Dako of the Finder. Yeah, Roland.
Elvis Dako. Yeah. Well, we have the Ghanaian Times. On the front page, we have renegotiate energy tariffs with IPPs, that's independent power producers, to become competitive. And this one is coming from the World Bank. They're advising the government of the Republic of Ghana. We also have a story about the president being honored with Côte d'Ivoire's highest national award. And then rainstorm causes havoc in Boko. So far, we're told, according to the report, 850 people have been displaced. But let's go to that story. It's on page 15 of the paper, the Ghanaian Times. It has great insight in the Ghanaian Times. Has a story on page 15. It says apparently Ghana needs to renegotiate energy tariffs with independent power producers to make the country power exports competitive in the sub-region, according to the World Bank. And the World Bank country director, Henry G.R. Kerali, who stated this in Accra on Friday during an interaction with the media to brief them on the outcome on the just-ended World Bank Group and the IMF spring meeting, said Ghana was becoming power sufficient due to the numerous power agreements signed by the previous administration during the power crisis. And it said the program held in Washington, D.C. from April 21 to 23. 2017 brought central bankers, ministers of finance, as well as development, private sector executives and academics to discuss issues of global concern, including the world economic outlook, poverty eradication, economic development, and aid effectiveness. We know that we've been bringing a lot more from those spring meetings. George Biafe, our own George Biafe, was there to help us do a lot more correspondence from there. On the back page of the Ghanaian Times is sports, and apparently Ashanti Gold were defeated by Dwarfs. We'll see how that goes.
I thought you talk about Kotoko.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Apparently Olympic.
No, I said Kotoko. Where are they?
Olympic.
On the tape.
Kotoko is on 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just
5,
say they are
6,
down there.
7,
They are
8.
down there.
We are the 8th on the log. And we also lost 2-0 to Great Olympics over the weekend.
Yeah.
Charlie. Oyezen.
Let's do the business and financial time, and then if we have just a little time, we can go online. We know that Benedict is on standby though with some sports details of some sports news. The Business and Financial Times newspaper front page: industrial sector in terrible shape, ends 2016 with 1.4% growth. Also, 12 million people without pension as fund managers telco devise new strategy. A bit of that, it says an estimated 12 million people in the informal sector of the economy are without any form of pension, a situation that leads to loss of income in retirement and perpetuates old age poverty. Samuel Walterbeck, CEO of People's Pension Trusts, has said. Also, weak agrochemical control life threatening. That's according to a crop life, if you like. Venture Capital Trust Fund gets new CEO, and the president has appointed Yao Owusu Brimpong, a seasoned financial industry professional, as the new CEO of the Venture Capital Trust Fund. We wish him well. Back page of the BNFT quickly. Communications Ministry ready to work with GC Nets. So there are more stories in the paper. Yeah.
Well, straight away then we have to go to the online portal. So we go to majoronline.com first, and we'll quickly look at some of those stories there.
Okay.
But it's good news in France. Emmanuel Macron.
Oh, yeah. But I think we're talking about the French elections now, and what I was excited about, they started voting in the morning. By the close of day, they knew who had won.
Yeah.
Counting had ended.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't carried forward to the next day.
Well, as you keep you there and the parties will be doing all the things. But let's look at the story.
But he's young. He's 39.
39.
And we keep talking about his wife because his wife is 25 years older than him.
And I'm told that he's not a political person.
Yeah.
He just started. He hadn't run for public office.
I think that's what people want now. People who are not necessarily.
I haven't
Because
run
if
for
you look at Trump,
Ghana, I haven't run for public office. So.
if you look at Trump,
Just think
that's
about me.
one of the things that people said, because Trump is not
Because
like a
I haven't run for
politician.
public office, I can straight away. I just have to go for MP membership.
You want to be president?
Oh, some Mashasi na mi MP. My translation.
Have you started? You've not started working towards the MP thing. I asked you to go and stand in a shaman. I'll be your campaign manager. You didn't.
Okay, let's go to.
Let's do online quickly. myjoyonline.com. That's our page. We're going to start off from there. So French election, Macron defeats Le Pen to become president.
I love the way you pronounce it with the accent. It reminds me. Have you been taking some French lessons?
I used to.
Oh, okay. So you're flattering to deceive.
Okay, but it's an overwhelming win, if you like. I think
Okay.
like 60% and 39%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's convincing. We wish him well, by the way. The inauguration is going to be on Sunday. So he's got a week to not be president, but be president-elect, and then he takes over. Yeah. All right.
And I hear the wife is in the 60s or so.
Yeah, the wife is 25 years older than him.
That is true love. Not what we see around Ghana. What do you say?
What do you mean by what we
Oh,
see around
Charlie,
Ghana? Like you're saying that you have,
true
like...
love. It's proper love. Because when Charlie, after all the bashing, Charlie says, I still love you.
Somebody put on Facebook that those women who have been saying, and I'm older than you and I'm older than you, look at what has happened. Now you have no excuse.
This is true love. True love. But it happens when you're on your way to becoming president.
No.
If you're just a normal person, it doesn't...
But he was normal when he got involved with her.
It's true.
A woman who even taught her was a class teacher.
Yeah.
Okay, quickly, also on My Joy Online, let's just be back on track. Okay. Mother-daughter graduates from college together. Oh, wow, that's nice. You can read about it. This is one of the inspiring stories you find on the page today. Also, the scoreboard, but we've got our sports coming up, so we're just going to skip that. Why brutalizing food vendors hits Africa's growing cities, where it hurts. Find time and read. Also on our page, no room for Sanders scandal in my government. That's according to President Akufo-Addo. Stop throwing debts at GMOs, former Deputy Agric Minister seemed to be saying there. Okay. Government is determined to close housing deficit gap, according to the Housing Minister. Your generous contributions, mean a lot. First Lady thanks. Save them now, donors. So there are more stories on myjoyonline.com. Just click on the page. Yep. War on army worms as ministry declares Agric state of emergency.
So straight away we'll go to the Africa page of the BBC. There's something on Nigerian president, General Buhari.
He's gone back to London.
I hear he needs more treatment.
He's gone back to London.
And we have freed Chibok girls meet Nigeria leader. And apparently he's supposed to go back to...
But the good news, the good news is that some 82 girls have been released by Boko Haram, and they met the president yesterday. This was an exchange kind of deal. Some Boko Haram persons have been exchanged for these 82 girls. We hope that they will be able to...
They are women now.
Yeah, most of them have children and all.
Oh, Charlie.
Yeah. Their lives certainly would never be the same.
Can't ever be the same.
Yeah. Okay.
Do they grow to love those people?
Yeah, some of them do. Some of them do, especially because they have children with some of them, Okay, so you can go through BBC, the Africa page of the BBC.
Okay, so that'll be it for the various online portals we have. And we have to take a break because you can see some of the sports stories down there.
Montari ban is overturned. Yeah.
Sure.
A very painful sports review here because Manchester United lost to Arsenal just when we thought we were crossing, the fit line.
And it's the first time that Mourinho, who handling a team in England, has lost.
Yeah,
to,
and this was like
in the league.
This was 2 goals, 2 deserving goals, I must say. Wonderful goals.
But I think Mourinho was very practical. He has one more match to play. If he wins it, then he has another one to play to go to the finals.
Yeah.
So he has 2 matches to clinch that spot to Champions League.
I think Arsenal will have 3.
Okay. But that is even if they'll be certain whether they'll win. But this one, if Mourinho plans well, he wins the Europa League. It's an automatic Champions League spot. So I think he's just practical.
So there's hope.
Yeah, there's hope.
Yeah.
So.
Well, 4th position is not the cup, though.
Yeah, true. Europa League is the cup. Charlie, Manchester United.
United forever.
Well, so that will be it for the various reviews this morning. Just in case you want to get interactive, please make sure you do so. Joy News on TV is a page we have constantly on Facebook, which is broadcasting or streaming live our coverage this morning, every day, live here on the show, the AM show.
All right, stay with us. When we come back from sports, we will be updating you on some of the events, things that have happened over the weekend. We'll be catching up on a lot of things here on the show, on the AM show. Please do stay with us.
We'll be right back.